All right, greetings everybody. Hope you're having a good morning out there. It is a cold one today. Dropped down to 37 degrees this morning. So winter is fast approaching and I'm getting ready to go. So here's an apartment update for you. Didn't go too good. So I had been looking for places like Zillow. I created an account on Zillow and apartments.com, Craigslist even, Facebook Marketplace. I found a few places, made a few phone calls. I visited a few landlords, right? And I just didn't get approved, or I just didn't like the place for the price, right? So in Rhode Island, and I'm sure in many other states, they have something called the 3 times the rent rule, right? Which basically means you have to show that you make 3 times the rent per month in order to get approved. And you know, both big companies and even, private landlords will ask for this income verification, right? And, the issue with me is that I'm self-employed. Again, being self-employed, coming back to bite me in the ass. My gross income, if I add up all my 1099s that I get, including YouTube and all that stuff, I surpass the threshold of being approved, right? But they need to see, the adjusted gross income, the tax form. So a lot of them ask for tax form 1040, right? So I have my tax form 1040. On paper, I'm way below the threshold for getting approved. And it's difficult to find a landlord to overlook that, right? And certainly these apartment complexes, they won't even give it a thought, right? So I was calling and looking, and I did find an apartment. It was actually forwarded to me by a friend. It was on Craigslist, $900 a month, 500 square feet, studio apartment. It's not what I wanted, because I wanted to have a son for my room. I wanted to have a room for my son, not a son for my room. But anyways, I went in to look at this place. And, the landlord was decent. He gave me the tour. The bathroom was tiny. The kitchen was tiny. You couldn't spread your arms out in it. Like, there's very little storage space. And I'm thinking to myself, $900 a month, I could live here for 6 months to a year, whatever, and I could just find something better down the line. And I confirmed with the landlord, is this $900 a month? He said, no, it's $1,450. I'm like, what? Your Craigslist ad says $900 a month. I showed him on my phone. He's like, that's an old ad. And then he showed me the updated ad, $1,450 to live in a 500 square foot, excuse my French, piece of shit studio apartment. I'm not doing it. So I eventually found this one place, and at this point I'm just getting desperate, and I just really want to lock something in because time is running out, and I have to decide, am I going to keep my furniture or am I going to sell it and move back into my car, right? So I went into this apartment complex. The woman was really nice, and I brought in all my 1099s, hoping that she would look at my 1099s as the gross income and approve my application just based off of my 1099s. And initially she said that should be enough. And I'm thinking, I got it, right? I got this. And again, I get my hopes up. So I give her all the paperwork, and I pay the application fee. It was like $300 for the application fee. And I'm thinking, okay, they accepted the fee, and they got my application going. They're doing my background. They're doing my credit check and all that. This is a good sign. I think it was 3 days later, I get a phone call, and she's asking me now if I have my tax form 1040 to show my income on that form, right? And I knew as soon as she said that I wasn't going to make it, because I know that on paper I don't make, or at least I don't show that I make as much as I actually make. There's tax deductions and fees and all kinds of stuff like that. So I brought it in anyways, hoping I could explain it to her. I'm like, hey, look, this isn't my actual gross income. This is my adjusted gross income. She looked at it, she's like, yeah, unfortunately, that's not enough. And, I'm sitting there in this office, and it's that feeling you get when you're in the grocery store, right? And you run all your items at the cashier desk, and then you put your card in, it says insufficient funds. It's that kind of feeling, right? It's that feeling of inadequacy. It's that feeling of almost embarrassment, right? And I'm sitting with it, and I'm like, okay, thanks for your time. When will I get my $300 back? She said she's going to send it in the mail, whatever, that's coming back to me. And as soon as I left that office, I went into survival mode, right? And I knew at that point, I'm like, I'm going to have to move into my car, right? And it was a very quick shift, and I knew that I had to shift my mindset really quickly, I had to get out of this anxious, scared, dark place that my mind was in at the time. Because the reality was, now I'm going to move back into my car right in the beginning of winter. And I can't be in this dark mindset. So I shifted and I made myself a list, because I have to look at this from a standpoint of, this isn't me being a failure. This is me. I wrote it down. This isn't a failure. It's a bridge between chapters. That's what I have to view this as, right? And then I had to think to myself, it's not the time to feel down and inadequate. It's time to feel ready, capable, and even grateful, right? Because here's the things that I still have going for me, right? Still gonna have a roof over my head. Still gonna have a bed to sleep in. I still have the experience, right? I'm grateful to have 3 years experience of this lifestyle. I will fall right back into this, and I will be okay, all right? And I will thrive. I will earn a good amount of money, and I'm gonna save a good amount of money as well. So there's money coming my way, and December's coming. It's my busiest month of the year. I have Santa and Grinch gigs lined up. I still have my gig apps. The channel is going strong still. I'm making good money there still. And, I have these things to be grateful for, right? I have the community to be grateful for. I have support in my life. I have people in my life who are supportive. I'm living healthy and clean, right? So these are all things that I can still pursue. I can still go to the gym. In fact, I'll be in the gym every day, right? I'm just trying to get my mind right. I'll be in the gym every day, okay? Because I have to go to the gym to shower, right? I can still stay connected to my son as always, my son's doing great in his life, and he's about to be 17, so like he's really doing well, and he's driving and he's working, and he's doing what he needs to do, right? Doing well in school, and that is a good thing for me, right? He's all set where he is, right? And this is not a setback, man. This is a setup for something better, right? And that's the mindset, right? Had to make a little list. You got to get yourself out of that mind frame. If things are looking really grim, I feel like there's always a better way to look at it, right? And I could easily feel like I've been rejected, or I could feel like I'm being redirected, right, to the path that I'm supposed to be on. Maybe this is what's supposed to happen. And like, I try to strengthen my relationship with God. I've lost faith in the past few months. I'm not gonna lie. My life changed quite drastically, right? And I have to start talking to God again, and I have to start, trusting Him, right? And start understanding that it's not about my will, it's about what His will is. And that's what's gonna happen, right? So that's the long-winded explanation. But we're heading back into car life, and I am getting prepared for it. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and it's going to be temporary. I don't want to be living in my car for a very long time. I would like it to be a stepping stone, right? So let's see what happens. All right. Other than that, though, we do have to get to work. All right. We're going to make some money today. I'm bringing you with me. Let's hit the road. We got our first offer of the day with Lyft, and we're heading into Providence. Let's get it. Why is this dripping on me? So I just dropped off this young couple, and they were back there whispering the whole ride. They were like, talking about this. And I'm thinking to myself, just use your regular talking voice. I don't care what you're talking about. You could be back there planning a bank robbery. I don't care. I just want to get you from point A to point B and move on, right? In fact, it's more of a distraction when you're back there whispering. That's more of a distraction than if you were using your regular talking voice.
We got them in hot, spicy, and regular flavor. That's right. We love chicken tenders here at Shaw's on Providence.
He's really selling them chicken tenders. Aw, here you go. These are for you. All right, dropping this off at a college campus. Woo! It is windy out today, which makes it even colder. She said to drop it off anywhere, really. So, you got it. That door's locked, and that door's locked. So here's what we're gonna do. There we go. Lovely. All right, we are on our way now to pick up some pet supplies with Uber Eats. Good, how are you today? Duck, carrot, and spinach stew. This is a lucky dog eating some duck. How are you? Good, good. All right, so we got that order dropped off, and I'm just gonna switch on everything, see what we can get. We're not that busy right now, but it's still early enough to where we can definitely hit our goal today.
Slight right, then the pickup will be on the right.
Got another one with Lyft here.
In 800 feet, turn right on Prospect Street.
What would I do without you, Martha? All right, Lyft is showing us some action again. We got some...
Turn left, then take a slight left on Main Street.
Thank you, Martha. Yeah, so just back-to-back rides with Lyft again. You know, this is great. Let's keep going. All right, so this ride has a stop, and passengers have 5 minutes to go in there and handle their business. And if they're not out within 5 minutes, I have the choice to move on and just leave them there. And I still get half pay, which is pretty nice. But it can be frustrating when people don't respect your time. I'm just glad that the option is there for us to leave without it affecting our rating or us getting deactivated or anything like that. It's quite simple. I just thought I'd get some steps in real quick whenever I can. We're sitting on about 70 bucks. It's just after 11 a.m. That's pretty good. I'm starting to get hungry though. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna get for lunch today. All right, we're going to the second floor with it. Let's do it. All right, we just dropped that off to Dr. Miggott's, and now we got this offer with Grubhub. It's a good one, $7 for 2 miles. We're heading over to Miss Lorraine's Diner. Never heard of it in my life. All right, I can't find this place. It's nowhere to be found. Oh, here it is. That's a cool looking diner, huh? It's like a bus. Thank you. You're welcome. You too. All right, it's time to get something to eat. I'm just gonna pick the most interesting restaurant in this area and get something good and tasty. How about that? So I'm out here in Pawtucket, and I know of a plaza around the corner here that has a few different restaurants, and this one is called Rasoi, right? Indian food. I've never eaten here before, but I'm going to today. I'm gonna treat myself. What's this? That's a drink menu. I won't be needing that. And they have lunch portions, which I really appreciate. Cheers. The water will do me just fine. Now this is the good stuff. I don't know what it's called, but it's good, right? You know, you just dump it onto the plate here. And this is, you know, I put this on the poppadoms, right? Chutney, I guess you could call it, right? Chutney and sauce. Snap that puppy in half. Yeah, it's just so good. It's like the best little appetizer you can have. Now, here comes the good stuff. I got a lamb curry, medium spice with the rice. I'm just gonna pour that sucker right over that better rice. Smelling good. If only you could smell it. Look at that. All right, we're just gonna get straight into it here. Nice chunky pieces of lamb in here. I did a video before where I had lamb curry, a long time ago. It's so good. I'm savoring it here. Man, I made short work of that plate, and I am full for the day, I think. Total came out to $21 plus the tip. The server was very nice. All right, so I just got this offer with Lyft. We're heading into Providence. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm dealing with a lot of sadness today. And the thing with sadness is, it happens. We're all human, right? You gotta just go through it and it'll pass. It'll pass in time, I believe that. It has been said that Olivia's forest is actually haunted by little Olivia herself. She fell out of an airplane one time and landed right down yonder. Ever since, she's been scrambling around the forest looking for her own body parts. You know, I just had to get some fresh air. And no matter what kind of mood I'm in, right? Taking a walk amongst the trees always makes me feel just a little bit better. Well, that guy was a bit of a character, I'll tell you that. Jesus, the sun is so bright. You know, every once in a while you have someone in your car who you'll never forget. And that was definitely one of them. Got this one here with Uber. We're heading into Providence. All right, we got a pickup here at Rhode Island Hospital. All right, just out here in Providence waiting for this passenger. Some passengers like to make me wait. And it drives me crazy sometimes. If it's coming up to like 5 minutes, I'm ready to bounce. His car changes, the taillights change color. That's pretty cool. All right, just drop that passenger off. Cash tip, always appreciated. All right, we're officially in night mode and we're staying busy, right? We're staying busy. Mostly rideshare right now. I'm okay with that. But I would like to get out of the car at some point. When you're doing rideshare all day, you have to like take breaks so that you can get out and stretch, you know? when you're doing deliveries. You get to get outside and walk. All right, picking up a passenger here at AAA. There she is. Come on in. All right, so it's almost 5 o'clock. I've already surpassed my minimum, which was $150, which is good. But I'm gonna stay out a little longer. I'm gonna switch to deliveries so that I can get out of the car and move around a little bit. And I suppose I could go home, but if I'm being honest with you, the apartment is just empty and bare, you know? I'll be moving out in less than 2 weeks, and I've just been selling stuff, donating stuff, getting rid of stuff, and all that's there really right now is the bed and a few items around the house. The walls are bare, and it's just, it doesn't do a lot of good for my mind, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I can go home and still cook and take a shower and jump in bed, watch some Netflix and all that, but I'm just gonna stay out a little longer, right? Make a little extra money, and then I'll go home. I just don't like being in the apartment for like hours. I wanna go home and have maybe like an hour before bed and then just go to bed, you know? So anyways, let's get out there and make some more money. All right, this is actually a great offer with DoorDash. They're offering $17. It's only 2 miles. I'm picking up 2 orders, 8 items in total. So that should be pretty easy. Let's go get it. DoorDash actually makes it pretty easy. So you got order A right there, and you got order B, a list of all the items, and they have the A or B color-coded right next to the item. All right, that's it for produce. Now over to aisle 6. All right, we're making good time here. We just got to get the Jell-O. That's it for the other customer. It's just 2 things of Jell-O. Has to be orange Jell-O though. All right, that was some pretty damn good timing right there. We're gonna scoop up that 17 real easy.
$2.99, $5.79.
All right, we're dropping off the Jell-O first. All right, I lied. I'm gonna do some more rideshare, and I'm also gonna try to catch a ride that's gonna bring me closer to home. Just sitting here in Providence College, waiting for my passenger. No sign of him yet. Okay, the passenger just messaged me. He said he'll be there in a second, and I always appreciate the courtesy. All right, that's gonna do it for today. It was a good enough day for me, and tomorrow's a new day. I'll tackle that day too, right? Try to be productive, make some money. Let's take a look at the numbers. So I was online today for roughly 8 hours. I took 2 breaks. Top earner, again, was Lyft, $81.67, but I made money across all the apps. Total earnings today was $185, which isn't too bad. Total mileage was 103 miles, and that's a tax deduction of $72.66. All right, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I appreciate you guys tagging along as always. Until next time, take care of yourself.